Cup check, and let me check on the cup. Still not awarded. The Edmonton Oilers win with authority. 8-1 over the Florida Panthers. All the Oilers had to do was win this game by any score. They could have won it 3-2, quadruple overtime. They could have won it in a nail-biter to keep their season alive and keep the Florida Panthers' name off the Stanley Cup for another couple days. But, oh my goodness, they mopped the floor with them. Let's talk about how this game got out of hand, what was different, and talk about a tale of two Connors. In my last Cup Check video for Game 3, where the Florida Panthers put themselves within one win of the Stanley Cup, I basically talked about how the Panthers play mistake-free hockey, and when they do make mistakes, Sergei Bobrovsky is there to bail them out. The story heading into this game is Bobrovsky was having a top 10 Stanley Cup Final of all time in terms of save percentage. Now, all of that is true and all of that is good, but part of me looked at that stat and I went, it's a little early for all that, don't we think? Like, it's not that it's Sergei Bobrovsky and I expect him to fail. It's that it's Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, but they haven't done well. Yeah, that means they're due. So the Oilers pulling out all the stops. Fans going nuts in the stands. Fans going nuts outside. Shania Twain in the building and out of the building, playing music before the game, pulling out all the stops. And then Darnell Nurse takes a tripping penalty less than 2 minutes in, and uh-oh, the Oilers are in trouble. But the Oilers' penalty kill bails them out hard. It's a 2-on-1, and Connor Brown had, I thought, an incredible game in this one. Somehow does not score the shorty himself. Panthers take out their own goalie. Don't do that. That's silly. Janmark swats at the thing. It probably would have missed the net, but Barkov, taking the two-way play a little too seriously, puts it into his own net, and the Oilers, about 3 minutes into the game, go up 1-0. And brand new building, they need a new roof. The Oilers' depth and new look lines back at it again shortly after. Still less than 8 minutes into the game. Janmark, once again, you get a multi-point performance out of Matthias Janmark, you probably win the game. He sets up Adam Henrique, and I don't think any Oilers fan had a problem with the price that the Oilers paid for him at the deadline when he scored that goal. 2-0 early. They're going to win this one. They're going to stay alive. Forsling puts it on. Tarasenko gets the tip. It's 2-1, and oh my God. Then you remember that Florida's pretty good. You remember that 2-0 isn't that big of a lead. And you remember that it's 2024, and leads go to 2024 to die. All season long, I've been getting PR emails from the NHL talking about how many comebacks there have been this year. And it's something that they're proud of. They don't want you to turn the TV off. But it makes for a stressful viewing experience if you are, specifically in this case, an Oilers fan. And what happens? What happens to this game if the Panthers tie it? Look at here. Come here. Come close. We'll never know. Nearly no time has passed. The Panthers just got on the board, and that 2-0 lead is about to evaporate. 2-on-1. Here they come. Pass, perfectly executed. Sauce to Carter Verhaeghe. He doesn't get all of it, but he gets enough of it to put it in. And Stuart Skinner, with literally the save of his lifetime, off of the wrist of his glove, it could have shot out in front of the net. There could have been a big, juicy rebound, but it hits the forearm of his blocker arm, his blocker hand, and he gobbles the thing up. I don't care if he has made a more aesthetically pleasing save in his career. No save has been more impactful. None of them, none. I don't care that it's the first period. I don't care that it would have been a tie game. I tell you this much, it wouldn't have felt like it. Oh, it's like starting the game over again. No, it's not. Would you rather start the game at puck drop 0-0 or have blown a 2-0 lead on home ice? And that same crowd that you're drawing all this energy from, all of a sudden, they're as nervous as you are. But to me, that's it right there. That's the game. Oilers won this thing 8-1. They won by 7 goals. You might say, they would have won no matter what. No. Hockey is a sport, and sports ebb and flow. Momentum is very much a thing. This thing, 2-1, no shot. No shot the Oilers win the way they did. But I guess we'll never know. And then sure enough, moments after moments after the Panthers nearly tie it. Skinner out of the net to play the thing. Stop it, Stewart. Puck comes to Kulak, sends it up the ice to Draisaitl. Dylan Holloway speeding like, oh my goodness, got like a trail of fire behind the guy. Leaking oil, you might say. Draisaitl, it's a nice pass, but it's behind Holloway. Ew, toe drag. Yuck, despicable, brings it in front and tucks the backhander perfectly under Bob's glove. If you see my reaction on the stream, I lost my mind because I thought it was another incredible save. Nope, not this one. You don't almost save it. You do or you don't. And Bob didn't. Holloway's fourth of the playoffs gives the Oilers a 3-1 lead heading into first intermission. Now, once again, this game's still winnable for Florida. They could still win the Stanley Cup by the end of this thing. They could be drinking out of the thing by the end of the night. All they got to do is have a good second period, and it starts with a good start to the second period. Psych, they allowed a goal a minute in and got outshot. Let me look. 17-4. Ay, caramba. The Oilers... Here, quick math. The Oilers had more than quadruple the shots the Panthers did. Zach Hyman, who only had 4 assists in these playoffs heading into this game, he's had a tough time getting on the score sheet in this series. Golden opportunity for a goal in game 1. Didn't get it. But he sets up Connor McDavid, who's in all alone. Just ew. You look at that shot and how clearly and easily it beats Sergei Bobrovsky. It's unfathomable that McDavid only has 6 goals. That was only his 6th goal, but easily the biggest one. What about the one against Dallas? The one against Dallas wasn't in the Stanley Cup Final. 4-1 Florida, and this is where it gets out of hand. Because now you're starting to think, Florida A might be screwed, and B might want to think about pulling Bob. And then McDavid gets his 30th assist of the playoffs, giving it to Darnell Nurse, who does not have a goal until this. And, dude, it's a snipe. It is a rocket. It is a laser beam. It is a piss missile. And it's 5-1 Oilers. His sister in the building going nuts. The fans outside shaking each other. The fans inside. Rah! And Sergei Bobrovsky getting pulled. That's as close to the white flag as it gets in the Cup Final. In the Cup what, Steve? The Cup Final. So if you're the Oilers, you're up 5-1. You chased Bob. There's confidence there. Number 1, things are rolling. Number 2, your big guys are getting on the score sheet. Number 3, you find out that Sergei Bobrovsky is in fact human and can bleed his own blood. And now number 4, you finally get a power play goal. McDavid and Draisaitl assisting on this. Draisaitl scoring, I think, would have been great for his confidence, but I think he'll settle for the assist. Zach Hyman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins get to the puck at almost the exact same time. They initially gave the goal to Zach Hyman, which would have been historically significant because it would have been his 15th of the playoffs, which would tie Crosby and Ovechkin for most goals in a playoff run in the Cap era. It was announced to Zach Hyman in the building, but I'm looking on NHL.com right now, and they gave it to Nuge. Watching the replay, that's the right call. 6-1 at the end of the second. Holloway gets another one in the third. McLeod got another one in the third. They were disgusting goals, too. And the Panthers just didn't show very much fight. We kept waiting for, there were some scrums. There was some nastiness. Meh. But the Panthers weren't taking guys' heads off. You know, if I had wheels, it'd be a wagon. If you want to look at this game in a revisionist way, to me, there's 2 moments that could have turned the tide and could have made it so that the Florida Panthers would be the Stanley Cup champions right now. Number 1, and most obviously, if Stuart Skinner does not make that save, if Carter Verhaeghe scores that goal to make it 2-2, with the momentum, the doubt in the Oilers and the feel-good in the Panthers, there's a real good chance we could be watching Paul Maurice and company drinking out of the cup right now. Number 2, I called it a trip. If that Darnell Nurse trip on Sam Bennett at the beginning of the game isn't a 2-minute minor and is in fact a 5-minute major, what happens? Yeah, the Oilers scored a shorthanded goal. Maybe things stay the same, and maybe there would have been a riot. Listen, generally, I look at refs and I go, you know what? You got to make the right call. And I look at this knee from Darnell Nurse on Sam Bennett and I go, gosh, that couldn't have happened to a better person. Sorry, what? Act professionally. What was the difference between what Nurse did to Bennett, which was 2 minutes for tripping, and what Fogel did to Lusterinen, which was 5 minutes and a game? They did review it, and they said, no, that's 2 for tripping, even though Bennett ended up going down to the locker room. Like, we were all thinking the same thing. Dude, 2 minutes for taking out Sam Bennett, like one of the Panthers' best players? Yeah, you take that trade 10 times out of 10. And, like, no offense, but it's Nurse. Like, this isn't earlier in the series when we were talking about Draisaitl hitting Barkov and Draisaitl taking Barkov out. And, you know, what does that mean for Florida? And do you suspend Draisaitl because of the significance of the two players? Nurse scored in this game, but, like, he's had some brutal moments. No disrespect to Nurse, but, like, you take that trade. Those are the only 2 moments in this game where the Panthers had any prospect of winning the thing. Oilers ran their show. And now, all I'm imagining is the plane ride. What is that plane ride like for the Edmonton Oilers? And what's it like for the Panthers? Listen, this could be nothing. This could be nothing. The Panthers, a couple times in very recent memory, have done this. They've gotten a 3-1 series lead and lost game 4. It happened against the Leafs last year. They had a 3-1 series lead. No, they didn't. They had a 3-0 series lead over the Leafs. They won game 3 in overtime in Florida. And then Leafs won game 4, staving off elimination. Panthers still won it in 5. This year, first round against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Panthers go up 3-0. Oh my goodness, are they about to sweep the Lightning? Mikhail Sergachev comes back in the lineup, and Tampa wins. They almost blew a lead, but they win 6-3, I think was the final score. And they won a game. They scored 6. Sergachev's back. What does that mean? Tampa ended up losing in 5. Florida won it. Maybe that's what happens here. Maybe. Or maybe the Oilers do something truly, truly special. You know, there's been a lot of talk about the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs. They won the Stanley Cup in the middle of the Second World War. The only team in NHL history to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the Stanley Cup Final to win the thing. I don't think the Oilers take a single shred of inspiration from that at all. Because had that series in 1942, I'm going to reiterate, never happened, the Oilers would still have a chance at the Cup. Because just because something hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't be done. The Oilers smacked the Panthers in this one. Smacked. Producer Drew helped out with this stat. It's wild. The Oilers smacked the Panthers so bad, they won by a margin of 7 goals, that even though the Oilers are down 3-1 in the series, both teams have the same amount of goals with 12. All of a sudden, the Cup is in the building has changed to the Cup was in the building. The Cup will be there again. It'll be there in Game 5. It'll be there in Sunrise this time. But the Stanley Cup does not get handed out simply because it's there. You got to earn it. You got to win 4. Panthers haven't done that. And the Oilers got a long road if they want to, but it's possible. If it's not possible, then why'd you watch? Why'd you watch Game 4? And why can't you wait for Game 5? Because either the Edmonton Oilers continue something truly, truly special, something that hasn't happened in decades and decades, or a franchise wins the Stanley Cup for the first time. This is why we watch. So, for now, that is it for this edition of Cup Check. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends the Stanley Cup does not get awarded just because it's there. You got to earn it.